Good evening. We are joined by none other than the 2023 Women's Volleyball State Champions. Ladies, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Joined by head coach Bobbie Jo Stall, Kailyn Jager, and Emily Eltrich.
Thank you.
Hey, coach. First question to you. Tell me how this all came about. Felt when you guys got that last point, and how does it feel bringing the first state title, women's volleyball state title to Mesa Athletics?
Feels really amazing. Ever since I've taken over this program, that's been the goal is to win a state championship, be the best community college in the state, and obviously being an alumni from here,
Hmm?
having a full circle moment and being able to come bring a state championship, the first ever, not only to Mesa, but to the entire San Diego area. It's very, very special. And yeah, it's definitely surreal and very special.
How about you two, Kailyn, Emily? First off with Kailyn, MVP. Tell me, did you have uh, any inkling or feeling that there was something special brewing this year?
Obviously I'm a transfer. I actually played against Mesa last year, and
Uh-huh.
I saw how Bobbie Jo ran her program and how well some of the girls worked together, and I had no doubt that this would be the best program for me to join. So yeah.
Yeah, and same question to you, Emily.
I think being here for 3 years and seeing people come and go, just from the moment these girls walked into the gym and even on their recruiting visits, I knew that this year would be special. It's just a totally different look than it's ever been.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go back to you, Bobbie Jo. When we started talking about the team peaking at the right time, especially towards the last couple of games. I mean, sweep, all the way through, right? I mean, dropping only one set against Mount Sac, I believe, on last on the 25th, the SoCal Regional Finals. That was the only set you guys had dropped starting in November. Everything else was sweep, and it's just I have to take a look at the records, but you guys must have set something. I mean, you guys literally swept through the entire championship regional playoff round. Was this by design? Did you know something was going to happen like this? Did you have any feeling about that?
There was sort of a point in the season where it was sort of a make or break mentality wise and just getting everybody to buy in and get on board. And fortunately for us, we turned the corner and
Yeah,
everybody did pretty much what was necessary for the success of the team. And once everybody bought in and was in support of that and really leaned into their job and their roles, that's when things started to be just amazing. Just everybody could not have improved more and done better at the perfect time in the season. And so there was definitely a tipping point, and fortunately things tipped in favor for us, and the girls played above and beyond, exceeding any of our maybe expectations. We always knew we were really good and we always knew that we could be special. We worked on the things that we needed to work on, and we continued to improve on the things that we already were strong at. And when both of those things kind of merged together, we became quite the offensive and defensive force. So I think just things coming together, and that's a big credit to the girls for, because this is obviously always the goal, is to win a state championship, but you have to have the right people and the right buy-in and the right talent, and all of those things kind of converged this season at the right time.
sure. And I remember talking to you earlier in November. You know, playing well, and obviously sort of the nemesis or the big foe, right? Right across the street from us, across the freeway with Grossmont College. Dropping that match in November, early November, 0-3 against Grossmont, and speaking to you afterwards about some of the things that needed to be changed. If you can just kind of remind our fans and supporters, what was your message after that loss? Because after that loss, you guys just went on an absolute tear all the way till today.
I would say it was just sort of like enough is enough. There's a reason
Yeah.
why we're falling short against this team, and we have to pretty much, what do you say, put up or shut up. So I think even though those were really unfortunate uh, games, I think ultimately it was a wake up call that we sort of needed. And fortunately, the response the second time was even better than the first time.
Sure.
In terms of kind of the different change in mindset from everybody.
Absolutely. And I still remember that conversation that we had about that. And it's just similar mentality. It was like, it's time to do it now, including, the second round against Santa Barbara. Just a quick recap, playing Santa Barbara last year, being upset by that. You had that mentality of, hey, we want this thing, bring them on. And that was the theme that I think kind of transferred to all your players as well. It's like, well, all right, we're going to meet again. Let's get after it. And I think that carried throughout. Kailyn, you've obviously been on the tear lately, right? Well, actually, not lately, all throughout the year. I know you talked a little bit about it. You talked about the program, Bobbie Jo, and the entire coaching staff. Tell me a little bit more of your experience about your teammates and what they brought to the table in order to make you guys succeed this year.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't have gotten my All-American award or MVP award without our setter, Jaden Mojica. She is amazing and she works incredibly hard. She's a freshman, one of our few freshmen that play on the floor. But yeah, she definitely benefited me. And then especially our bench, just bringing that energy, always hyping me up, making me feel confident, and making my little mistakes made on the court feel like nothing so that I could just play my game.
Mm-hmm. And again, just a quick recap, 17 points tonight, 10 digs, how many total attacks of 39, 16 kills. And then right behind you, Emily, 14 points, 27 attacks, 9 kills. Emily, you kind of have to have, an entire team in order to succeed this way, right? I had asked earlier about, everything needing to fit in the right place at the right time. I know I asked you a little bit earlier, but did you have a sense going into this tournament that you guys were just, hey, we're about to turn the corner here and about to just, go on an absolute tear here?
I just was saying that when we were watching our film and talking strategy this morning, that it didn't feel like a championship game. It just felt like another day. Felt like another day with Mesa volleyball. And there were no kinks that we had to iron out. We were just playing Mesa volleyball every day. And I think part of our success is that we perfected that stuff early. And we just got into our routine of perfection in the postseason. Sure. Obviously, there's mistakes, but everybody did their job. And I think that's what needs to happen for a championship team.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I noticed, especially after that game against Grossmont earlier this year, is there was always a focus on starting early, meaning not getting behind. And I think, Bobbie Jo, that's some of the things that you and I had talked about offline, as far as not getting behind and having to play catch up, right? How big of a focus was that going into the tournament this year?
Is that a me question?
Yep, that's you.
Yeah, that was a weak spot we had, was slow starts. And fortunately, especially in the playoffs, with a couple of exceptions, but for the most part, our starts were really, really good.
Yeah.
And when we did lose momentum, we would get it back quickly, as where we used to crumble for much longer. I thought our bounce back, our starts and our bounce back, if things did start leaning the other way, were really good. At no point did I feel like we didn't have complete control of any of the matches or any of the sets. And that's a really kind of a uniquely special position to be in, to have that level of comfort and confidence in your team on the floor, and not just hoping for the best, but just knowing like, we got this, we're in control. I felt that throughout the entire weekend.
Absolutely. Once again, we are joined by the 2023 state champions, head coach Bobbie Jo Stall, Emily Eltrich, and Kailyn Jager. Coach, another question to you. Championship game today. Big win against Grossmont the day before. And they always say at times when a team pulls off a big victory the day before, there's sometimes it's kind of a natural letdown the day after. Right. What was your focus and what was your message to the team going into our game against Feather River? And Feather River is a great school. They were undefeated in their conference. They won their conference. They're a tough team. What was the message that you gave the team? Also, making sure that they don't have that letdown because of such a big and emotional win against Grossmont.
I agree with you. That does happen a lot in sports where you kind of exert yourself so much and you have this exciting emotional win, and to be able to show up and do it the very next day all over again can sometimes be challenging. But these girls didn't want to settle for second place, and they wanted to go for that first place. And Grossmont just happened to be one of the teams that we had to beat along the way to get to the championship round. So even though that game felt extra sweet and the vindication there was nice, it was not what we went to the tournament to do, was to beat that one team. It was to win the state championship. And so we really, like Emmy said, we didn't come into that final game with any other different strategy or mentality than the previous matches. It was, let's get to work, let's prepare for this team, let's be ready to play, do our job, and get the job done. So it really didn't feel, it felt just like Emmy said, like any of the other games. And we went up there with a goal, and we met that goal in every single
Awesome. Well, the shades are appropriate because of the bling and the hardware you guys brought home. I'm loving it. So one more question for each of you. I'm going to start off with Kailyn. Not necessarily a question, but I'd like to give you guys, all three of you, the opportunity to say something to your fans and your supporters and your family. Starting off with you, KJ.
Well, shout out to our other sports teams, especially women's volleyball. Women's basketball, men's volleyball, that come to support our games day in, day out. First round, women's basketball had a game up near Mount Sac, and they came to support us, which was awesome, and really gave us the confidence that we needed to take care of business that first round. And then my family for sacrificing work and time, money to drive up and stay up there to be there for every game when it was most important. So yeah.
Emma?
Emmy, go ahead, hit it.
Yeah, it's just when we can do it and making us feel like we're on top of the world. It's one of the best feelings. And if anybody who plays club volleyball knows, tournaments are long and they're boring for parents sometimes. But I just love the fact that my dad was there for every single one of them.
Awesome. And, last question for you, Bobbie Jo. And I want also wanted to give you the opportunity to talk about, you know, you have a team. You have a team of coaches and assistant coaches and volunteers that make all this happen. So before you answer what I had asked the other two ladies, tell me a little bit about how important your entire coaching staff has been this entire year.
Yeah, our coaching staff this year, obviously I don't do this on my own. I've had an amazing, incredibly dedicated coaching staff that, you know, we wouldn't have had the success that we had without their contribution as a coaching staff and their dedication to the preparation and to just taking care of whatever is needed to make this program successful. They're bought in, they're dialed in, they were really, really dedicated and worked many extra long hours to make sure that the girls were prepared and getting what they needed. So 110%. There's a lot of thanks there for them, as well as some of our volunteers who come in when they can, that are just giving their time because they love Mesa volleyball and they care about these girls. So, and that's also our athletic training staff. Mark Lee Castleman is the absolute GOAT of athletic training and kept all of these girls feeling great all season long, especially in the tournament at the end of the season. We had people with fresh injuries, season nagging kind of aches and pains and injuries, and she kept everybody's body feeling really good and minds feeling good. And that's a huge part of our success too, is the support that we have there. And also the support we have from our administration and from all of Mesa in general. We had our current president of our college, and in addition to our former president of our college, both in attendance tonight, our athletic director, our head football coach, and assistant athletic director. Kim Lester came, who's the head beach coach, who is also an assistant athletic director, who last time Mesa was in the state finals was when she was the indoor coach in 2004, before these girls, half of them were even born, or they were just like 1 year old or something like that. And so Kim was there to see Mesa win its first state championship for either indoor or beach. And so that was a pretty cool to have that group of people, in addition to our friends and our family.
Mm-hmm.
We have parents that come to every single game that are red shirts, girls that don't even play or can't play because they're red shirts. We have had their parents at games supporting every single match and bringing us treats and being in the stands. And so we have a really special group of friends and family and administration, present and past, that were all in attendance tonight. So it was pretty special. In addition to my family, my husband, my mom, my dad, it was really special to have all of them there for the entire weekend.
Awesome. Well, ladies, I know you guys are probably tired and you guys just arrived on campus. So I sincerely thank you for your time here tonight. Once again, your 2023 state women's volleyball champions. Title, the trophy belongs Mount Olympus. I don't know if you guys have your hardware with you or they're anywhere near you guys, because if you guys have it, is there a way you can flash it out, or is it out and about? Because those shades, those shoes are appropriate. Because
we got the poster. We got the poster.
There it is. Let's get that thing up. There it is.
Hey!
Awesome. Ladies, great job. This is a gigantic big deal. Congratulations, Bobbie Jo. It's all the players. Job well done.
Thank you.
Hey, big shout out to this entire team, especially these two. We wouldn't have been here without every single person. So thanks to everybody involved. We love you all.
Great job, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Drive home safe.
Thank you.
Thank you.